Okay, it's live. It gave a countdown and then it said wireless connection. So I was like, oh, or like poor wireless connection. So I was like, oh, perfect, perfect time to yawn. Not a perfect time to yawn. So hopefully this is live and hopefully you guys can like hear this and turn off my Wi-Fi on my computer. Anyway, hi everyone. Quickly before we all go to bed, I don't even know what happened, but I was looking for something new to read. And what popped in my head was this woman called Esther. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Esther, but she is way back in historical times, before Christ, BC, I don't know what year, the Medes and the Persians. She's in the Bible, in case you want to find her story. But she's this awesome woman who was kind of put in a situation that was not really the greatest. She got married to the king, which was cool, but back in the day, it's not like, it's not like Cinderella. So she wasn't able to see like the king whenever she felt like it. And in fact, we find out as we read the story, she hasn't seen the king in over the month. So I don't know about you, but if I wasn't able to see my king slash husband for over a month, I'd be kind of TO'd and I'd have a rotten attitude, right? So this is where some things come in. I was reading her story and even like a small chunk of it, and I was like, whoa. As a wife and a mom and a woman, what can I learn from her? So the first thing I learned was attitude. You find out almost right away from her that she had a great attitude and influence over the people around her. And I feel like most of us, I don't know, actually I don't feel that way about most of us. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I have had like this huge great attitude and influence around people the majority of my life. I might have thought I was all that, but did I really think that? I don't know, probably. But I didn't have like the attitude and the inspiration. Who liked that? Who liked that? No. Going forward with that. So I don't know, as a woman, having this like a positive attitude, even when everything just looks terrible. Like, I really found that with Esther. She was really, really strong in that area. She actually, someone was out to get her, to kill her race, not her race. Is it her race? Her nationality of people. She was Jewish, and they were out to get Jews, and they didn't know she was Jewish. So she was told that this individual is out to kill her people. And what did she was like, well, I can't talk to the king, because if I go to the king, he's actually going to, he can kill me if he wants to, because he doesn't call me forward. Like, what? So it's not a great situation, just to be in. Like, okay, so she actually asked her women around her, her handmaids, technically her slaves, to like fast and pray with her for 3 days. And they were like, yeah, we'll do that. And I think that's absolutely amazing, because do we have that influence and that relationship with people around us? I mean, I guess they might have been close. They might have been really good buddy, I don't know. But I think that's really beautiful. The next thing I thought that was really impactful to me is, besides having that good attitude and relationship with those around her and that influence, good reputation. When she went forward, she had to prepare a feast for her king slash husband. If you read the story, it's really exciting, and it's like a nail biter if you haven't heard it. Which is funny, because I've heard it growing up, and I've just discovered these points, which I thought were just amazing. So she prepared a feast, and yet still had a 50-50 chance of dying, but something bigger than her was at stake. She had the luxury to lie about who she was. Not luxury, sorry, but she could have stayed living in luxury by continuing to lie about who she was, or not telling them about what culture she was from, and she could have escaped this massacre that could have occurred if she stayed in her comfort zone, but she went out and beyond that and went out in faith. So she prepared this feast before she talked to the king, which sets this mind in motion of this faith. Like, do we have that faith when we ask God, when we fast and pray for things? We have this faith of going forward, like God is going to answer this. And then another thing she did, before she saw the king, she put on beautiful raiment. She basically dolled herself up, which I don't know about you, but as a woman, when I put on a little mascara, I put on a little lipstick or something, or like something cute, like my confidence is boosted. And I'm not talking about, let's just always be self-confident all the time and focus on ourselves. I'm talking about like just that little oomph to just get out the door and get things done. Like, sometimes when like you're gonna go exercise, just putting on like a cute, maybe not even cute, but just putting on your exercise clothes and your sneakers that can get you out the door. I just thought it was amazing that she was confident. And then she could have chickened. Okay, so spoiler alert. She talks to the king and her husband. She walks into the throne room and he says, yeah, you can live today, basically. And she went and had this feast for him that she prepared ahead of time in faith. And she could have said everything right then, like, hey, there's this guy, he wants to kill all the Jewish people here in your kingdom. But she didn't. She actually waited. She actually said to him, hey, I actually have another feast for you tomorrow, and I'll tell you why I interrupted everything today tomorrow. And I was really blown away by that, because I'm like a, hey, let's get this done now person. Like, I shoot forward, I shoot ahead. So to hear that she paused and waited and listened to the leading of her Lord is kind of amazing in this like high tense, I don't know, I feel like it's high tense, stressful situation. Oh, like I need that, right? How often are we just so stressed out and tense and we can't listen to anything around us because we're so focused on what's happening. So this is another tidbit there. And then just either way, God's hand was in it. So I just thought that was amazing for me for the first time after reading the story for probably over 20 years that and this was like maybe a little bit of the book. Like the book is the little story in the Bible, the book of Esther. She set herself up with a good reputation by her attitude and her influence. She stepped out in faith after she fasted and prayed. She stepped out in faith and believed that her God would protect her and her people. And then she listened to him, to God, as she moved forward in her faith. With the feast, and lo and behold, the timing was great where she needed to do a separate feast, because that night the king remembered that her uncle, he didn't know it's her uncle, like saved his life, and he needs to reward him, and then the bad guy thinks that he's getting rewarded, and then it's like, nope, you're not, the other guy is. So it's, I don't know, it's really cool. So like the timing was all perfect, it was all beautiful, it was all God's plan. So I don't know, I think it's great as just women, in just to have that good reputation, that good attitude, to have the faith of what you're doing is right and moving forward in that, and then to be still in the stress. Oh yeah, to have confidence too, to have confidence, and then to be still in the moments of stress and just listen to what you need to be doing. I'm going to try to do that. I've been trying, and I thought I would share that all with you. This I know I read this almost a week ago, and it just struck me that I had to share it. So I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for listening in, and yeah, have a nice night. Talk to you soon.